Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be talking about the Tornvagon. Now this is a tier 8 European heavy tank and it's quite the interesting looking tank here. And I thought it would be a fun tank to just preview here before it comes into the game. Not sure when it's going to be coming out, but we do have the statistics of it here on Blitzstar, so we'll go over all of the stats of the tank here. But yeah, this is the Tornvagon. Pretty funny looking tank. You can see it up there in the corner. It has got a tiny turret on the chassis, so it's quite the odd looking thing, and this will actually be a funny tank in the game. I kind of just want to get this when it comes out. It will probably come out as a premium tank. I mean, it says that here in Blitz Hanger, but it'll most likely probably come out as a premium tank, so I probably won't be able to get it, but you know, if it's easy to get, it'd be a funny tank to get, because you know, just look at that thing. Alright, but anyway, let's get into the stats of the Tornvagon here. Now, this is a tier 8 heavy tank, of course, so yeah, let's get into it. So, this thing has 1750 HP, 271 view range, which actually to me seems like kind of a little bit for, like more than normal for a heavy tank. It might not be, I might be wrong on that actually, but it seems like it's a little bit more than normal. It doesn't say it is here, but to me it seems like a little bit more normal. But now we go to the gun on this tank, and let's look at this thing here. So 2004 DPM, we have 227 millimeters of penetration, 400 alpha tank with a reload time of 11.98 seconds. So basically a 12-second reload. So not the best DPM here. A 400 alpha shot with 12 seconds reload is, I mean, that's like kind of average for a tier 8 heavy tank to me. For like a 400 alpha tier 8 heavy tank, it's not great. It doesn't seem quite as bad as the Blitzinger says it is up here. But it does have 1100 velocity, which is normally better because a lot of these tanks here with 400 alpha at tier 8 are like the Soviet heavies with horrible gun, you know, velocity. So that could actually be a little bit of a plus on this gun. Might not feel so like, when they have gun velocity like that, they almost feel like it's basically like shooting a tank with lag. It's pretty bad. But 227 millimeters of penetration, that is pretty good right there. And this is not running calibrated shells as well, so you can buff that up even more. But with this lower DPM, I would, in fine penetration, I would probably recommend running gun rammer instead, just so you get a little bit more DPM on this thing. But yeah, we can look here at the accuracy now. We have a base aim time of 2.23 seconds, a 0.326 dispersion, so that's not bad actually. That's like a decent aim time, but that's actually pretty good at dispersion. And for, again, a 400 alpha tier 8 heavy tank, most of them have horrific accuracy. I mean, we're talking stuff like the Object 252U, the IS-3. I mean, you guys know how notoriously inaccurate those Soviet guns are. So having something like this at that tier with that alpha with a actual accurate gun would be a pretty big plus. So this will actually be pretty nice here. Not bad dispersion and aim time at all. It also has fantastic 10 degrees of gun depression, 20 degrees of gun elevation as well. But yeah, 10 degrees of gun depression, that is, you know, much better than a Soviet tank again. So this thing is basically like your IS-3's 252Us, but better in pretty much every way, it seems. I mean, you actually have an accurate gun, you have good pin, most of them have bad pin as well. You have gun depression, and we'll get to the armor here in a minute. Yeah, we'll get to the armor here in a minute. But concerning the speed on the tank, it's pretty average for a tier 8 heavy, 37 kilometers an hour forward, 14 in reverse, so there's nothing really to talk about right there. But where it gets interesting is the armor profile. Obviously, this is a wacky looking tank, and so it has quite good armor. You can see the frontal armor here, you can see the side armor here, and the rear armor here, but then when we get to here, this is the just front of the tank. 263 millimeters at tier 8. That is basically, that's impenetrable to pretty much everyone. You're not gonna, and this is just looking flat at the tank, so great armor there. Then we look on the turret, like what, 565? That is ridiculous. Now, I didn't look everywhere on the tank. There is a possibility that kind of, if I can't really point, because there's no way for me to point to it, because this is just pictures. If you look on the right side of the tank up there on the hole, that is like, that's like higher. That might be something that you can pin, because other than that, you look, this is the turret, that is the front of the tank. Due to the angling, 317 millimeters. I didn't check that little middle thing right there. That might be a little bit weaker, but it doesn't matter because that is some insane armor on this tank. I mean, we're talking 500 millimeters on the turret up there. There are, of course, little weak spots around there, but if you're wiggling around, those are going to be really hard to hit. So this thing has some pretty crazy armor for a tier 8. I mean, we're talking 500 millimeters on the turret, 300 on the hull, 350, like 280 on the front. Now, if we use some gun depression, though, yikes, 835 alpha. So yeah, that is, I mean, that's pretty insane. I mean, I don't even know what to say about that. You're not getting pinned at all going hull down with those, awesome 10 degrees of gun depression. So yeah, I mean, that's the armor profile of this tank. Super strong armor profile frontally, great hold down tank. That seems what this tank is all about. Good accuracy as well. It's got a pretty solid gun, not crazy DPM, good pin, good accuracy, decent mobility, great gun depression, and armor profile. So it seems like it'd be a hold down king of tier 8, pretty much. I mean, this is like any Soviet heavy, but better in pretty much every way than those guys. So definitely a solid tank right here. And not sure when this tank's going to come out, though, but I'm looking forward to seeing it on the battlefield. Seems a little OP to me. I mean, with this armor profile, it seems like hold down, there's basically no way to counter it at all. There's no hatch or anything. So we'll have to see if this tank gets nerfed or something before it comes out. But yeah, pretty goofy looking tank, pretty OP looking as well. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.